So great to see you again. It's Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books. And what we're going to talk about today is Kindle. This video, honestly, I have not really planned it out. I thought what we could do is kind of play it by ear and talk about Kindle. Now, I know that there have been a lot of changes on Kindle. One of the main ones being that you can no longer download your library, which I think is BS, if I'm being perfectly honest. But that means for me, like in honesty, I would rather purchase the print book than purchase it on Kindle. And my reason for saying that is I get more enjoyment out of reading the physical book than I do reading Kindle. Now, doesn't mean I don't read Kindle. I read Kindle a lot. I actually use Kindle Unlimited all the time. I'm like a lot of the books that I read during my reading month will come from Kindle Unlimited. Some are ARC and some are regular Kindle. I do not, though, at least not anymore, typically pay for the books that are on my Kindle. Now, I did a quick check before we started this, and I have 2,576 books in Kindle. Now, I don't know if that includes Kindle Unlimited. It might, but that's only 20 books, and those revolve in and out. The ones that I do purchase, I usually get for free, or when the Amazon specials come up and they're only like 99 cents or $1.99, that's when I purchase books to go on my Kindle, because I refuse to pay $16.99 or anything close to that for a Kindle book. I'm just not going to do it. So I would rather buy the print book then. For me, for my library, that sort of thing. So whenever I can get something on Kindle Unlimited, that will always be my first choice. I have a wish list that I keep in Amazon, and whenever I find a book that is available on Kindle Unlimited and I might like to read it, I will put it in that wish list so that when I've read a book in Kindle Unlimited, I remove that book and I put one of the ones from the wish list in. So that's kind of how I revolve that. That is a separate list to my actual book wish list, because the book wish list is for print books. I don't actually own a Kindle anymore. And I'll tell you the reason why is because I had like 3 in a row, and I think they lasted me a year. I'm literally, it was like past the year warranty or whatever, and they would stop charging. I had that happen with 3 of them, including one of the more expensive ones. So I was like, screw this. Now I am an Apple user. I have a MacBook Pro. I have an iMac upstairs that I do all of my business work on. And of course, I have my iPad. So I made the choice to get a iPad mini, and I have not regretted that choice, okay? It is by far the best way for me to use my Kindle. I just use the Kindle app. It's exactly the same. But the beauty of it is that if I'm sitting here and I'm using the Kindle app and an email comes in and perhaps I need to respond to that email or something, then I can see it and I can go in and I can answer it, and then I can just go back to my book. So I do like that feature. I'm just going to open the Kindle app so that you can see. It looks very much like it would in a Kindle, but of course it's in color. So, do have that benefit, but reading on this is very easy on the eyes. Of course, you can set your darkness level, do that, how large or small I want my fonts, how spread apart I want it. It's all in there. So everything that you have in your Kindle, I have on here. So this is how I do it. Now, obviously I have, huge library, and within that, right now, it is sorted by Kindle Unlimited. So these are just the Kindle Unlimited. As soon as I flip that over to, take off, there we go, sorry. It's been a while since I do. So I usually leave it on Kindle Unlimited most of the time. So there you go. Like I have many more that are in here and all kinds of books, tons and tons. So I thought what would be fun to do would be to go through and read them randomly. So I'm just going to pick random ones. I'll show you which ones I'm picking on here, and then we'll put them up here, and then I'll read the synopsis for them. Now, before we do that, I did also want to mention, now another way I do like to read, but I don't do it that often, is I have my iPad, okay? And what I like about the Kindle app on the iPad is when I open a book, so I'm just bringing it up here, the one that I'm currently reading, this is what it looks like. And I actually really like that because it looks like a book. The problem is that this is heavier than shit. And it's hard to balance. Like this does have a keyboard. So of course I can pop it in like this, which pops it into the keyboard. Has a bit of a stand thing. But when you put that on your lap, it wobbles around, which I hate. So I have been looking at the pillows that kind of tilt up a little bit, that sit on your lap, and they have like a flat, harder surface, and then they have like a slot that you can kind of put the book into, and typically you can easily put an inch book. So I'm thinking this would fit in there comfortably. And I could actually use my iPad a lot more for reading because I love that whole double page spread, because then you feel like you're reading a real book and like you're making the same progress that you would make in a real book. So that's the one thing that I love about that. So I put a picture up of one of the ones that I found on Amazon. But if anybody has any experiences with any of those or any suggestions of one that you found that you really love, let me know. Leave a comment in the comments area. Now, I am in Canada, so obviously it would have to be something that would translate into Canadian. But even if it's something similar to the one that I've been looking at, then I can do a direct comparison. So we really love any suggestions that you might have, because I would like to use my larger iPad more for reading on my Kindle app. Yeah, so, but what we're going to do is I'm going to use my little mini iPad to read what we've got on my Kindle. And we'll go through, I don't know, maybe like 20 different books. I'll just randomly choose as I'm going through. Like I have some that are, because a lot of the ones sometimes I get off BookBub, I get like a set of books. I'm not going to do any of those. So what I'm going to do is just the ones where I've gotten individual books, and we'll go through those and see what I have on there. That's why I'm wearing my glasses, because I can't read this without my glasses. Well, this is how I read on my app. Okay, so let's get started. So the first one that I see here that looks like it's just cute, it is, I think, a cozy mystery, and it is Suits, Lies, and Alibis, Harmony Landing Mystery Series by Christy T. Dixon. So it says, obviously, it's a there's 5 books in the series. I don't know if it's a finished at 5 or if it's a continuing series, but a fresh start, a 5-year-old murder, and a reclusive handyman. Can Harmony rise to the challenge? Harmony has always dreamed of owning the hotel her parents named her after. When her wish finally comes true, she learns it comes with a strange condition. The previous owner's quiet, brooding nephew, Chase, must be allowed to live and work at the hotel for the next 10 years. If isn't strange enough, there's one room at the hotel that no one wants to enter because of a murder that took place years earlier. Some think it's haunted, but Harmony knows there is something else behind the odd noises coming from the suite. Once accused of murder, Chase has spent years in shadows, avoiding the town that still sees him as guilty. As Harmony begins to dig into the mystery and gets to know the man behind the rumors, she starts to wonder if there's more to Chase than his past. Can she clear his name, solve the mystery, and not lose her heart in the process? So obviously there's some amount of romance in there too, but usually in these cozy mysteries, it's very kind of subtle romance. Like there's typically no sexual parts, and if there is, it's very not on page. So, okay, so that was one. And then another one I got is called, I'm just having fun. I'm just going through these and looking. It's called Shakedowners. And I think this is sci-fi, but it's a series. So this is the first one of 4 books. To boldly go where no loser has gone before. Oh, God. I remember reading this. Yeah, I remember reading. Some starship captains explore strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations. Some lead missions of discovery through wormholes to the other side of the galaxy. Then there's Captain Iridius B. Franklin, someone who spent too long seeking out strange new bars and new alien cocktails. After graduating bottom of his class at the Space Command Academy, Iridius Franklin hasn't had the glamorous career he envisioned. Instead, he hauls cargo ships full of mining waste, alien land whale dung, and artificially intelligent toy dogs across the stars. Iridius does have a talent, though. He is exceptionally good at breaking starships. So when not hauling freight, he is a captain of a shakedown crew, a skeleton crew used to test newly constructed ships for faults before the real crew takes over. When on a routine shakedown mission aboard the FSC Galloway, soon to be the pride of the Federation fleet Earth, is attacked by an unknown alien life form. With the galaxy in chaos, Captain Iridius B. Franklin finds himself unqualified, understaffed, and completely unprepared, in command of the most advanced starship in the galaxy. Now he just needs to not break it. So I loved the sound of that, and I mean, I like sci-fi too, but yeah, this is like kind of almost like a Dungeon Crawler Carl version of the Next Generation Star Trek mashed together. That was kind of how I saw it. So I was like, okay, well, we'll get that one because I think that one sounds really good. Okay, so what's this one? This is called The Last Girl, a gripping psychological thriller. Stephen Campbell suspense thriller, book 1 by Natalie Michaels. So there are 5 books in the series. This is the first one. Unraveling evil, one missing girl at a time. In small town of Ketchum, Detective Steve Campbell is faced with a chilling case. 2 women have gone missing, abducted a month apart. With scanned evidence, Campbell and Officer Graham uncover disturbing links to cold cases that all lead to one man, Jack Haskins. As they dig deeper into Haskins' twisted world, Campbell finds himself plunged into a nightmare far darker than anything he's encountered in his years on the force. The clock is ticking, and the horrors he uncovers in Haskins' lair will push him to his limits as he races to rescue the women before it's too late. Obviously, it's kind of a police crime. Love the sound of that one. And what's this one here? That looks like another cozy. Mystic Pieces, a small town paranormal cozy mystery with a reluctant sleuth. It is book 1 of the Grady Psychic Mystery book series, and there are 9 books in the series. Enjoy this small-town paranormal cozy mystery with an amateur sleuth. Allie doesn't believe in psychics. Too bad she just had a vision. Oh, yeah. Okay, between finishing her biology degree, taking care of her nephew, and starting a new job at the antique store while drooling over the owner's gorgeous son, Allie has no time for visions. But when cranky customer Earl is killed and Allie's new boss Olive is prime suspect, she must use her newfound power to save the only person who understands Allie's gift. Who hated her Earl enough to kill? Police would rather make a quick arrest than investigate, so it's up to Allie to clear Olive's name. Oh, love that. Always love when there's a little bit of a paranormal twist in there, too. It's Kindle Unlimited. We don't want Kindle Unlimited, do we? Nah. Oh, here's one. I thought another cozy. I get a lot of the cozies this way. Murder with a Side of Bacon. An Ivy Clark mystery. One. Again, there are 9 books in the series, a small town cozy diner, an adorable cat, and a handsome sheriff. What could be better than that? When Ivy Clark moves to Muddy Creek to help her injured aunt with her diner, she expects a quiet life. The town is barely on the map, and excitement is rare. Everything is going smoothly until Ivy's uncle is murdered, and evidence is found in Ivy's purse. With her aunt and cousin doubting her innocence, she knows it's up to her to find the killer. Ivy enlists any help she can get, including a 50-year-old cook and a 70-year-old dinner patron. Will they find the murder and clear her name, or will she end up in prison for a crime she didn't commit? So I like that one. I like it because our female main character is the prime suspect. So that doesn't happen in all the cozy mysteries, but I like that one. It does, because I think that just makes it more fun, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. Fangs and Frenemies. Blue Moon Bay Witches by Sierra Cross. This is book 1 of 4. A quirky genius bobcat shifter, a sassy ex-cheerleading vampire, a sweet but slightly neurotic witch. They fight crime. Hazel Greenwood's magical career, love life are finally looking up at the age of 28. Take that, shallow beige witch mom and sisters, and everyone else who made her feel like an outcast growing up, just because she inherited Gran's powerful green magic. But when a mean girl from the past goes missing, Hazel's thrown back into the whirlwind, a small town drama, rekindled rivalries, and romantic sparks. High school's back, witches. Instead of, with the B in front. Anyway, now that one sounds interesting. Yeah, I have a ton of cozy mysteries on here. Like tons and tons of cozy mysteries. So, Inhuman Acts, Letty DeQuain thriller, book 1, and there are 2. A deadly incurable disease creeps silently through Chattanooga, and victims aren't random. When inexplicable human rabies cases appear in Tennessee, disease ecologist Letty DeQuain jumps at the chance to trace the virus back to its source. But the closer Letty gets to finding the outbreak's origin, the further someone will go to stop her. With an unwanted promotion threatening to take Letty far from the fieldwork she loves, this outbreak feels like her last chance to make a difference. It's not something she can ignore, especially now. I think that sounds interesting. I mean, I don't mind books that have sort of a viral outbreak kind of thing, but of course, it's got to have a little suspense in there too. This one is The Witch's Wolf by Heather K. Carson, and this is one of 3 books from the looks of it, and it looks like it's a paranormal fantasy. Fate doesn't exist, but try telling that to the growling wolf shifter who thinks I'm his mate. This is not my week or my month or year. My now ex-boyfriend cheating on me with my best friend. I get it. I'd get over it eventually. Pretentious chefs who look down on me because I never went to culinary school while I was raising my little sister. Screw them. Finding out my sister has lichen wolf DNA and I have hours to get her out of the city before she's locked away in a government research facility. I definitely didn't see that coming. To save my sister's life, we take off in the middle of the night, following cryptic instructions from our late father to what was supposed to be the toxic wastelands. Imagine my surprise when we stumble into a fairy tale civilization of wolf shifters where magic is real and frustrating, but ruggedly handsome pack enforcer has serious plans for me. The big, bad, hungry wolf thinks I'm his fated mate, and he's not taking no for an answer. That's just the icing on the metaphorical cake. But this isn't some magical bedtime story. Real danger exists in the Cerberus pack. There is a poison in the ranks, shifters are leaving, my sister isn't safe, and a bloodthirsty alpha murders anyone that challenges him, which I may or may not have accidentally done. Did I mention today is not my day? So it says the tropes are human, grumpy sunshine, growling alpha mates, toucher and die, spicy, male-female, HEA, fated mates, slow burn. So I do like the fact that it's slow burn too, I mean, yeah, well, that kind of always makes me feel a little bit better. And it's 481 pages, so not a bad length on that one. Love the sound of that one. So how about a romance? Taken by Love, Luke Braden, Love and Bloom, The Bradens at Trusty, Book 1. And this is by Melissa Foster. Now, I have read romances by Melissa Foster. Always enjoyed them. I just can't recall off the top of my head name of one, but I grabbed this one because it was the first book in the series. There are 6. I don't know if I mentioned that, but there's 6 books in the series. So it says, Daisy Honey fled Trusty, Colorado after years of battling rumors sparked by her gorgeous looks and lust-inducing name. Now, a physician on the brink of a promising career, she reluctantly returns home when her father is injured in a farming accident. Daisy expects the small-town girls who hurt her in the past to take cheap shots again, but she's completely unprepared for a run-in with a tall, dark, and wickedly sexy Luke Braden, the only man who has ever stood up for her and the man she's never forgotten. Luke Braden is handsome, wealthy, and the best damn gypsy horse breeder in Midwest. After a restless youth, he's finally ready to settle down, only connecting with women is nothing like connecting with horses. And he's never met a woman worth the energy. After an arrest in a neighboring town, Luke's past comes back to haunt him, and he realizes that his inability to find love runs deeper than he ever imagined. A chance encounter sweeps Luke and Daisy into a world of passion. For the first time ever, Luke feels a connection, but Daisy's life in Trusty is anything but permanent, and Luke can't manage a future until he puts his past to rest. So, there's a romance for you. Okay, so this is Blaze, a small town nerdy girl, opposites attract, protector romance. And this is from Lynn Ray Harris, and this is book 1 in the Ghost Ops series. I have read a lot of Lynn Ray Harris. Most of hers are all military suspense romance type books, so this sounds like it's exactly that. Dead to their past ghosts, no family ties, no connections. 6 men with a top secret mission move to a small town where they have to navigate local life, protect their secret, and above all, stay single. Former hostile operations team soldier Blaze Shadow Connolly knows what it's like to lose everything. He's got nobody except his job and his team, and that's the way he likes it. But when he walks into a gas station during a robbery and locks eyes with Emma Grace Sutton, he knows he'll do anything to protect the pretty girl with the blue glasses. ER Dr. Emma had a bright future until her ex-boyfriend becomes the kind of nightmare she was certain could never happen to her. With her self-esteem shattered and her confidence in ruins, she left a promising career and returned to her hometown to take over her dad's small family practice. It's not what she wants, but it's what she needs to rebuild her life until she gets that prickly feeling she's being watched again. Did her ex follow her to Sutton's Creek, or is she imagining things? Is she in danger, or is it PTSD? She doesn't know, but she knows a man with skills to find out. The ruggedly handsome, sexy protector who saved her from a bullet once before. So, there you go. That sounds good. Probably why I saved it on there. Fantasy or sci-fi, work with that. It's called Defiant. The Alfurian Chronicles Book 1. So there are 3 books in the series. It says fantasy, sci-fi, mystery, thriller. Defiant covers it all. This is a truly unique story with a very original magic system. A bit of Hunger Games drama, but with magic. I was fascinated by the book. The ending was very unexpected and thought-provoking. I definitely recommend this one. So obviously somebody said that. It says, on the planet of Talam, humanity thrived until the alien Althar conquered their world. Now defeated and broken, humanity serves their immortal overlords and pleads to the stars for a hero. Rydian Holt is nothing, nobody, just another human from the streets of Talam. Or at least that's what he thinks, until his mother is caught up in a fledgling resistance group. Branded a traitor and sentenced to fight in the arena, now Rydian must face hardened gladiators in single combat. To survive and advance through the ranks, he'll need the help of an enigmatic weapons master and more than a little luck. Anyway, I think it sounds good. And of course, there's 3 books in the series, so that one's good. What's this one here? This is the first book in another cozy mystery series, and I love the cover. This is Heron Heights Homicide, which is a Luna's Lunchette cozy mystery book. So a lot of alliterations there, by Nikki Hensley. A dead body is never good for business. No, I would say not. It says the exclusive Heron Heights subdivision of Pine View has the best of everything to offer. Magnificent mountain views, luxury mansions, countless amenities, gated security, and a mysterious dead body. A frosty Rocky Mountain winter is in full swing. I can't read today. Luna Beasley, Pineview local and beloved owner of Luna's Lunchette, the area's favorite lunch destination, unexpectedly finds herself solving more than menu problems when she winds up in the middle of a murder mystery. Stumbling upon a dead man is only the first shock of the week. Unbeknownst to her, a new detective has rolled into town, and he's a man Luna could never forget. Cole Preston was her brother's best friend and the boy of Luna's childhood dreams, but that was all just a silly juvenile crush. At age 29, she's outgrown those feelings. She's determined to solve the murder and prove her investigative prowess to the new detective. So, now, that one sounds good. Well, another cozy mystery. Sure. Okay, what else have we got? Let's keep up with the cozy. Old-Fashioned Murder by K.C. Walker. Laid off and laying low, I wasn't looking for trouble, but trouble found me anyway. When stunt woman Whitney Leland is banished to the mountain town of Arrow Springs to keep an eye on her spirited grandmother Bobby, she's counting the days until she can return to Los Angeles. But things have taken a sudden turn when Kit, the precocious rescue chihuahua she's inherited, leads her to a neighbor sprawled out at the bottom of her back steps. Bobby, undeterred by her age and fueled by a passion for mystery solving and possibly sherry, believes something more sinister is afoot. With her neighbor hospitalized, another woman mysteriously missing, and whispers of strange accidents spreading around the town's ukulele-playing social circle, Whit finds herself roped into an investigation, whether she wants to be or not. So this is the first book in the Last Call Crime Club, which I thought that sounded good. Because, you know, it's, I've never read one where the main character's been a stunt woman. Just scrolling through, la-di-da. There's like so many in here. Some that sound good, some that are just like, this one's called Bright Wicked. This is book 1 of 3. I think it's fantasy from the looks of it. One forbidden touch. I am the Fae Queen's champion, the only Fae to control the power of starlight. I am sworn to protect my people from the dark Fel who live in the wilderness beyond our border. But when a Fel more powerful than any other challenges me, I'm not prepared for his fierce strength and skill, or the dangerous desire in his eyes when he looks at me. Two champions bound to destroy each other. One misstep is all it takes for me to invoke an ancient law that binds my fate to his. Suddenly, my life is no longer my own. I am tied to him in a promise of pain and destruction. 3 days to live. Now I only have 3 days before I must fight him in a battle to the death that will determine the future of our two lands. Every heartbeat counts, but how can I end the only man who sees me for who I truly am? So it is, says, romantasy tropes include enemies to lovers, toucher, forced proximity, and found family. So that one sounded good. And then why don't we end this off, another cozy, Dead Before Dinner. This is a Maddie Swallows mystery, book 1. There are 9 books in the series by Kate Belmore. Green chili has never been more dangerous. Psychologist Maddie Swallows' decision to return to New Mexico seemed like a good idea at the time, considering the divorce and her 2 teenagers she dragged along for the ride. But that was before the New Year's Eve party she was guilt-tripped into attending, before a member of the town council wound up dead and everyone at the party became a suspect, and before she was forced to unravel the secrets of her former hometown in order to clear her name. Of course, with the help of 2 precocious teenagers and 1 meddling mother, the real murderer doesn't stand a chance. Says, Dead Before Dinner is the first book in the Maddie Swallows series. If you love small towns, quirky characters, and an intriguing whodunit, you'll love this cozy mystery. So we're going to end it there. There are quite a few. Now I have to go online and search up all those covers so I can pop those up for you. But I just wanted to kind of go through that because I think that a lot of times, we think I'm not one who's going to buy a Kindle if I already have it in print. If I have it in print, I'm not going to buy it on Kindle. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I don't do like dual reading, and I don't do audiobooks, so I don't do that either. So I like to keep it simple. What I got on my Kindle, I got my Kindle. What I have in print, I have in print. Now, what I would suggest is that you make sure that you pay attention to your Amazon daily deals, because if you read and you buy a lot of books on Amazon, you will get those listings. It's just, you get so many emails from Amazon throughout the course of the day, it can get a bit confusing, but they always have those, okay? So that. I would also suggest that you sign up for BookBub. Now, BookBub sends me a list every day based on my curation, okay? So I have basically said, this is what I want in my list, and this is what they give me, and BookBub is all ebooks. So everything that comes through, so you'll get a deal list. I think every day or like every other day, you get a list of deals, but you always get a list of the cheapest and available, and there's tons of free ones on there. So usually free, 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99 I think is the most expensive. I can't remember. Might be a little more, but yeah, the free, 99 cents. I constantly check out whatever comes up on that list because, if I can get it for free or get it for 99 cents, then I'll read it. Especially if it's, now I do like to own my Cozy Mystery series if I really like them. So if it's the first book in the series and I really like the first book, then I'll probably buy it and collect it in print. Okay? So that is how I read my Cozy Mysteries. Which is why I read a lot of them, and obviously I had a lot of them downloaded. Now, I do also read romances that way, so a lot of romance authors that I don't collect their books, there's some that I do, and there's a lot that I don't. If they're available on Kindle Unlimited, I will read them that way. So, perfect example is I am starting a new series by a favorite author, Anna Hackett, And I've read the first book on Kindle Unlimited, and as soon as I finished that, I loaded in the second book in behind. So that's how I use it. So I use my Kindle a lot. So that's it. I wanted to try to keep this one kind of short and sweet because I didn't want to get too crazy with it. It's like you could go completely crazy with what you get on your Kindle. So I wanted to keep it simple. And yeah, so that's it for this video. Now my next video that'll be coming to you will be my September book reviews. I think I have 8 or 9 books in total that I read. So quite a few. A few are ebooks and a good batch of print books. So that'll be it for today. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you in the next video.